Hey, we're back with another reading. So I am outside. I'm parked in like a parking lot, gonna do the reading. So I apologize for any background noise, but yeah, we're gonna go from there. But we're gonna see what exactly Spirit wants us to do. What is the message that Spirit wants us to know? Alrighty. I feel like there's a spread. Overcoming problems, relationship goals, relationship spread, fork in the okay, this is the one that they wanted. There's like a cross or a Celtic one that they want me to do. Okay, so my guides, my angels, my protectors, my spiritual guides, my spirit guides, any and everyone who is here to guide me down the right path and send the right message for the collective that they need to hear, that is urgent and that is necessary for them to hear. It is very important that we get some clarity on the situation and on any issues, on any synchronicities, specifically for 222 333 444 234 462 444. I think I already said 888 and 777 and 555. Okay. Alrighty. So, what is the current issue that, oh, yeah, what is the issue? What is the subconscious energy, the conscious energy, the what is needed energy, and the resolution energy that we need for this spread? So, I'm just gonna do more like a shuffle and then pull. Oh, okay. So, we have two cards. We're gonna need 3, 4, and 5. How's everyone doing? Honestly, I didn't celebrate the 4th of July. I was just like, with everything going on, I was definitely not in the mood to be celebrating independence when it's like, I feel like it's literally being taken away from us. Obviously, that's a big general statement, but so much has been going on these days. I'm going to keep pulling, keep shuffling, and see what messages Spirit wants me to take. What can I get for card 3, my guides? I don't really shuffle like this just because I feel like I struggle a little bit. Okay. I have I really wish it would make it obvious because I already have the first 2 cards. I would like for them to just kind of fly out. Okay, let's do another way. Card number 3, what is the Okay, I have 2 cards. So we have card 3 and card number 4. So what is the 5th card? What is the 5th card? Okay, thank you. So for the 5th card, I have 2. Okay. Alrighty. So the issue, the King of Wands. Here we have, I don't want to say impulsivity because the King of Wands knows how to control his impulsivity. Or, oh, okay, the issue is that you want to be the King of Wands, but you're having trouble controlling um, that impulsive energy that you constantly come across, whether it's compulsively buying things that you don't need, compulsively meeting up with people that you're not supposed to meet up with, compulsively, just putting yourself in situations or putting yourself in the mindset of unnecessary waste of energy. So whether that's shopping, whether that's smoking, whether that's not exercising, whether that's not doing your chores, not doing what you're supposed to do around the house, not taking care of yourself. It's like your energy dwindles very, very, very quickly. That's the issue. And the issue is that Spirit wants you to be very much on top of the energy that that burst of energy that you feel is something that you're supposed to learn to maintain, keeping the fire going, keeping the motivation. Even when it feels low, at least it's still there. But I feel like for you, it just fizzles out and it just goes completely, and there's nothing to really fall back on. Um, what exactly we have to do in order to do that, we're going to find out. So, subconsciously, so we have the Nine of Cups here. So, with the subconscious being the fact that you are very much, you're too focused on immediate satisfaction, that little dopamine hit of like immediately being satisfied rather than sticking out the stress, sticking out the hard work, sticking out the lack of satisfaction, the lack of investment and energy is really stopping you from focusing or even building up the constant the constant flow of happiness. So, what I mean by that is when you're constantly doing little things to satisfy you momentarily, you're never going to really fully build either a foundation or an empire or a situation or even an environment where you're going to be able to constantly be bringing in the happiness on your own. You're going to be too focused on other things that are making you happy. So what I mean by that is like I was saying, like instead of saving up your money, say to move out because you're stressed in your home, or saving up your money for a car because you need a new car, or saving up your money because you need to invest in school or things like that, you're like spending your money, or even having a backup plan, you're spending your money on things that you don't need because at that moment you're stressed, you're unhappy, you're not feeling your best, so you need like a little pick me up, a little thing that's going to really make you feel very much satisfied for the moment. But then when that goes away, you're back to that same feeling. And what your problem is you're not pushing through that unnecessary, I'm sorry, not unnecessary. You're not pushing through that um, consistent feeling of stress. What you're doing is you're trying to kind of get rid of it quickly. And when you're doing what you're doing to get rid of it quickly is affecting your impulsivity. It's affecting your ability to maintain your impulsive control, right? And so for the conscious energy, the Eight of Wands, and once again, like I was saying, impulsive, quick decisions. You're not really thinking through long term. You're very much focused on the short term, day to day type of energy, when in fact your focus on the day to day energy is stopping you from seeing the big picture, right? It's like the days that you have, if they're bad days, they really make you feel like that's the only thing you're going to be feeling. Like that's the only type of energy that's really going to be affecting you so intensely, rather than like taking a step back and being like, okay, this is just a bad day. It's not a bad life, you know? But it's like your bad day is feeling like a bad life because of everything that feels so intensely, dull. Everything feels intensely aching. Like it's a very dull, aching, sad, depressed type of energy. And you know what? To you, it's like if the little things throughout the day are going to make me feel okay to keep myself going, then that's what I'm going to do, which is fine. But you need to find better ways that are going to allow you to actually maintain the long term goal that you have, and saving your money and saving your, I don't know why I heard pride, saving your pride. I don't know what exactly that means. I think maybe you are trying to learn how to put aside your pride when it comes to conflicts. Maybe you think that's something you're trying to learn to control. You're trying to not be so offended or so taking things so personally, because they affect you so intensely. Maybe you're trying to learn to let things go, but you may be quick to act on your feelings. So you may be impulsively acting on your rage or your anger or your dissatisfaction when it comes to your day-to-day life, right? So one thing that we need to do is really be conscious of how quickly we react, how quickly we decide to make impulsive decisions. Taking a step back and realizing like, okay, There's a better alternative than the impulsive decision that I want to make right at this moment. Let me take a step back and realize that, let me find out what that is. What is that better option? What is the better alternative? What is the better thing to do, you know? And by doing that, as you learn to practice to do that, it's going to really help you. For me personally, I actually just had to do that today just because I was very much in this impulsive decision to buy like so many things, because my dog just recently passed. Well, she wasn't my dog, our family dog, but she was with me since I was like in high school, you know, and I'm already going to be 30. So it's like, this is a big loss for me. I wasn't feeling sad, but I was definitely feeling, sorry, let me rephrase that. I was feeling sad. My body was feeling sad, but subconsciously I wasn't. Like, I wasn't feeling depressed, but my body needed a sort of dopamine hit, a hit of emotional satisfaction because it was feeling that sadness. It's just subconsciously, I wasn't very like aware of how sad I was. Like, I wasn't crying like for so many days, just at the moment when she passed. And then the next day, I was just a little upset, but I wasn't very emotionally drained, you know? But my body was in fact feeling it, because I realized that I was constantly looking for things to eat. I was eating my feelings, and food makes me feel good. So I was like, "Oh, what if I buy this? What if I buy like Jack in the Box? Oh, what if I buy like Taco Bell? What if I buy this? I was thinking of like fried chicken. Like, I was thinking of so many foods. I was like, but then I was like, no, I can't. I don't have the money for that. I'm literally trying to not spend money. So what I did is I went to Costco because I have the Costco membership, and I just bought something at the food court because it's like a cheaper option, you know? And it's like a kind of a big meal. So I bought that breaded sandwich. You know, that filled me up, and it wasn't exactly what I wanted, but to me, I kept telling myself like, okay, stop. Do I really want that? Am I really buying this food because I'm hungry, or because I'm trying to fill a void of emotional dissatisfaction? And that's what it was. I was trying to fill that void. So I was like, you know what? I am hungry though. So let me just eat something that I know is going to make me feel full, but it's not really going to give me that emotional satisfaction, because it's not exactly something that I'm craving. It's my body. I'm trying to fight my own body and being like, okay, if you're really hungry, buy something that you know is going to be okay to fill you up, but it's not going to be super expensive. And you don't have to be spending so much money because it's on a fast food that you're craving, you know? So it was like those hot, not pastrami, turkey sandwiches that they have. It was like $7 easier, right? So versus like what I would spend on a binge eating order for me, which would be like 15-20 bucks. So just things like that. You know what I mean? I did lose a little bit of that impulse control because I went to go buy coffee, and I was telling myself, I'm like, okay, you need to stop buying coffee. You have coffee at home. But either way, another thing is I went to Ross because I'm actually gonna start swimming, and I needed swim shorts. But instead of me going on like Old Navy buying like a whole bunch of clothes because it's like, oh, it's $50 so I can get free shipping, I just went and I bought like three swimsuits. It was like 35 bucks, which is similar to the price, but I knew I wasn't going to have that excuse of buying more and more and more than what I needed. And I knew that I was going to be like, okay, I have it right here. There's no excuse to really not go anymore, not go swimming, because I'm like, oh, I have to wait for the swimsuits to come, and then I'm giving myself that week of an excuse of not going to the gym. So I'm like, you know what? I have the swimsuits. Now I have no reason to not go swimming, because that's the whole reason of me wanting to go swimming was, and buying stuff at Ross, because I was like, I need the swimsuits, right? So kind of like that, like really taking time to really think to yourself, hey, do you really need it? Or is it something that you're trying to fill emotionally? You're trying to fill that void. You got to check yourself a little bit. Um, Number four, what is needed? Anxiety. We have the Nine of Swords here. So what is needed is you need to stop stressing so much. I think you need to really have faith in yourself. I feel like you may doubt yourself a lot to the point where you cause yourself stress. And what you need is to really put those thoughts in a very organized manner. I'm getting that you're not going to stop the stress because I feel like that's just something that you're going to constantly deal with. But even though you're not stopping the stress, what you can do is take a step back and organize those thoughts. And I feel like once you take a step back and organize those thoughts, you're going to be very comfortable in being able to detach from the emotional stress involved with those thoughts. So when you're learning to do that and you get into the habit of doing that, really allow yourself to be comfortable in letting the thoughts come, the stress come, and then letting it go. And being able to kind of detach from the stress and the chaos that you may feel, or the paralyzing feeling of not completing what you need to complete whenever you're doing stuff, you know. So maybe you have so many things to complete, so many errands to run, so many house duties to accomplish or finish, and what instead of like being so overwhelmed that it paralyzes you that you don't really do much, or feeling guilty that you didn't finish everything, allow yourself to really take a step back and be like, okay, organize my thoughts and what I exactly have to do, what is a priority, what isn't, what can wait, what can't wait, you know, things like that. The resolution here. So we have the Sun and the Nine of Wands. The resolution is allow yourself to feel the stress in the sense that, well, no, sorry, let me take that back. Don't be ashamed of the stress that you feel, but just realize that with the test of faith that you feel that you have to constantly face with yourself, with the test of faith in your motivation, the test of faith in your discipline, the test of faith in your strength, you really have to be comfortable with the fact that no matter what situation you're dealing with, it's gonna bring in truth, enlightenment, and clarity, and I guess a sense of freedom once you do accomplish that obstacle. You're gonna be very much comfortable in basking in the sun of accomplishments, of truth, of enlightenment. Sunflowers could very much be a sign. Another thing are leg tattoos, or even chest tattoos or arm sleeves. Another thing is white horses or red capes, and I'm also getting sun tattoos or just sun imagery. So very much being careful with how you allow the stress to defeat you. Um, are you allowing it to defeat you to the point of um, how do I say it? Are you allowing the stress to defeat your faith, or are you just allowing the stress to come in, allow you to kind of push yourself and overcome? You know, how is the stress that you're how is the stress blah, blah, blah. How is the stress and the faith in yourself making you feel? Is it making you feel doubted about your abilities? Is it making you feel unworthy of? Or is it making you feel stronger? Or is it making you feel motivated to try harder, to prove people wrong? Like, really think about the way you see these things. With the sun here, I'm getting very much a sense of allow your inner child. Don't I'm getting the sense like maybe you were doubted a lot as a child. So maybe don't allow the inner child that has been constantly defeated and criticized when you were younger. Don't allow that to really be the voice of your inner critic. Allow the truth that you are in fact someone worthy of loving, worthy of fighting for, worthy of happiness, worthy of emotional fulfillment. Allow that idea that your inner child deserves to be happy to really push you forward into the light, into out of the darkness, into the sunlight, into the warmth, into the caring energy that the universe can provide for you. That's kind of the energy that I'm getting. It's like you have an inner child that has constantly been criticized and brought down and pushed down and very much been spoken to in a negative way by people around you. But you've been fighting so hard all this time, not for no reason, but because you deep down know truly within yourself that you deserve to be happy. You deserve all things to make you feel worthy of. You deserve to feel worthy. You deserve to feel success. You deserve to feel warmth and happiness and joy. And it's very much the sense of like, the reason you've been fighting so hard is because there's an inner child within you that seeking is pushing you, is seeking that truth, seeking that satisfaction as well. So allow the energy of both your stronger, older, more I would even say more wounded self and your younger self, more pure, more innocent, despite all you've been through. Allow those two things to blend together to push you forward, to overcome both the obstacles and deal with the stress and actually be able to feel the success and the rewards of overcoming those obstacles. I hope that makes sense. It's like be able to blend both the negative energy that you've dealt with in life and blend with the hopeful, motivational, successful energy that you know you can provide for yourself. Blend those two things together. Um, the word victory just came up in my head, so I feel like just keep doing what you're doing. If there are things that can be done better, work on that. Let's see, what other messages can we have here for the collective? The Three of Cups, celebration. What about the Three of Cups? What can you tell us about the Three of Cups? Eight of Swords. Okay. There's joy around you that you're not seeing. Yeah, I think that's just confirming what I was saying. It's pretty much like there's a lot of success that you should be proud of, and it's almost like you're unwilling to see how hard you've overcome the current obstacles you've already defeated. It's like you're telling yourself, oh, that's nothing, like that's not worth celebrating. And I feel like spirit is trying to tell you, like, hey, you've overcome so much more than you think. So stop doubting your abilities to become a successful person or even a happy person or even someone worth fighting for, because you have been fighting for yourself for so long. It's kind of what I'm getting. Pretty much like be open to seeing your successes, because no one around you is going to be able to really do it for you. You have to take the blindfold off yourself. You have to be able to really see just how much joy is around you. You can't close yourself off against the joys of the world, because it's going to make you lonely, it's going to make you isolated, and it's going to make you feel cold and even um, left behind. There's people around you who are celebrating your success. You're just not seeing it. There's still very much a whole other perspective that you're not willing to kind of trust. This happy, optimistic side that you're not willing to really have faith in is really holding you back. And I feel like you're denying yourself the joy that other people around you feel for you. Like, it's like, why aren't you happy for the successes that you've done when I'm happy for you? And you deny that happiness for yourself. So spirit really wants you to work on that. Another card for the collective, so I can close this. The Five of Cups reversed. Yeah, let go of past hurt, past pain. If you can't let it go, work on not allowing it to really overcome you. Work on not allowing it to um, keep you behind or push you back. I feel like there's losses that you just haven't grieved properly, and you're kind of stuck in that mentality of grief and loss. And despite all that, you're still pushing forward, but it's still not enough to really overcome. It's like you're staying in that pain, you're staying in that grief. And spirit wants you to really remember, like, hey, there's still a path forward that you need to take. So make sure you take it. Take that first step towards your true, genuine success of happiness and success of joy and accomplishments and, successful future that you don't so desperately want to feel and embody and live in. You have all the strength and the ability to do it. So I'll leave it at that. Spirit is very much aware of the grief that you've lost, all that you've lost, the grief that you felt, the pain that you're in. But spirit can only do so much when you don't can only help you so much when you don't want to help yourself. So spirit's like, okay, at some point you need to really put in that effort as well. It takes two. It's not just um spirit trying to tell you what to do and they're going to do it for you. You have to take those opportunities that they offer you. So I'll leave it at that, and I hope the message resonated. And take care.